Hi everyone, my name's Sam and welcome to the first episode of a series on this channel I simply call Technology. A show where I show you anything technology related, whether it be old or new. For this episode, I'll be answering a question I've always wanted to know, and that is, can you record the sound of a pin dropping with a condenser microphone? This is something I've always heard about, but never really looked into or tried myself, and it's the main question I'll be answering in this video. To do this experiment, I'll be using my Tascam Dr-100 Mk3. The microphone setup will be the unidirectional internal electret condenser microphones. I'll also be recording in 24-bit at 192 kilohertz. Okay, so let's get right to it. What I'll be doing is using the Tascam, maybe about here, to record this tiny little pin. I've tested it a little bit and you can actually, it's quite obvious that maybe even a cell phone can pick up the sound. It's not as difficult as I originally thought it would be, but either way, I still want to record the sound at 192 kilohertz and at 240 frames per second. The reason that's 240 frames a second is that's the fastest my cell phone can record. So let's what I'll do is I'll do the settings for the Tascam. I'll just switch it on here. Now, so I'm gonna have the limiter on, mic pad off, stereo. We'll go into the menu here and I'm gonna select record settings. So we're on wave at 24-bit and the sample rate I'm gonna turn all the way up to 92 kilohertz. The I/O settings, we'll use the unidirectional mic, which is these two microphones right here. What I'll also be doing is using the remote over here. I've actually got two remotes here, one to start the camera and one to start the recorder. So I'll get that plugged in, plug that in here, like that. Okay, so I've got everything set up here. I've got the microphone ready to go, I've got the camera ready to go. One last thing, I'll be using the Ulanzi light, just to add a little bit more light into the scene, because the higher the frame rate you use, the more light you need. So I've got a few lights around me now, but yeah, I think we just need one more light here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I push record once and then I actually have to push record again. So there we go, we're recording audio now, and I'll start the camera. What I'm going to do is just drop the pin a couple of times. Okay, so drop again. And we'll drop again. Okay, so I'll stop that. So while I was filming this video, I had a couple of suggestions so I could try dropping the pin on a different surface. Okay, so first I've got a metal tray. So we're gonna drop the pin a couple of times onto the metal tray and record it. Just make sure that we've got that all in focus. Dropping pin onto pan 1. Dropping pin onto pan 2. 3. This was recommended from a viewer named Hero. The next material I'm going to drop the pin onto is this Pyrex plate thing. Okay, so pin onto glass 1. Pin onto glass 2. Pin onto glass 3. Alright, that'll do. Pin hitting other pin. Oh, I got it the first time. Let's try one more time. Okay, we did it. Stop. Okay, so that was cool and all, but I think we should step it up a little bit. I think the distance was a little bit too short, so I've come out into my garage here, and I'm going to make a distance between the microphone and the pin dropping to about 3 meters, and that should be completely inaudible to the human ear, but we'll see what happens if the Tascam can pick up the pin dropping from 3 meters away. Actually, I'll measure the distance and put that up on the screen now. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll show you what I've got here. Alright, so the setup here, it is actually quite messy in here. Like, the floor is a bit dirty, there's marks all over the floor. I actually did my best to try and sweep up and stuff. But we've got the Tascam over here, and I plan to drop the pin around about here. So we've got a little light over here. I'll turn this guy on, and I'm going to put the phone in here. Alright, so we'll get right to that. Okay, so it's the next day now, and instead of just putting the number on the screen, thought I'd come out again and actually put the tape measure down. So we've got a distance there of 4 meters, and then that's about where I dropped the pin down here. Alright. Okay, so I'll step in here and just say that microphones don't actually reach out and grab sounds. They simply capture pressure waves, as depicted in this animation. So this explains why I have to turn the gain up a lot to capture the sound of the pin. But doing this also increases the background noise as well. However, some microphones are more directional than others, but they still do the same thing. They only capture pressure waves. They can't reach out and grab sounds. So what we'll do is I'll turn on the microphone. I'm not wearing a monitor right now, but what I will do is actually turn up the gain on the mic to about 80%. Alright, now that's ready to go. Now I'll get the pin here. Got the pin. So I'm going to drop the pin down about here. Alright. Hopefully the lighting's not that bad. Okay, so that's recording now. So I'm going to come over here, stand right here, and then drop it. Alright, I will do it again. I'm not recording high speed this time. I'm just recording at 30 frames a second. But I guess I could do a high speed one. It kind of makes sense. Alright, so now I've set it up so that I can do a high speed test. So what I'll do is I'll start the recorder, and now I'll pop over here and start the camera. Alright, now I'll drop the pin. Alright, now this is what I was afraid of. Where's it gone? Where's the pin gone? Well, let's stop that. Stop the recorder. I know I got one. Now I've got to find the pin. Can't have gone that far. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Okay, so we'll do that again. Camera on. Recorder on. Okay, I just want to do that again. Just in case, you know, you want to do it a couple times in case it doesn't show up or doesn't work. Or you can always pick the best out of 3. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the experiment in the shed. I'll see you back inside. So this brings us to the end of the video. If you like these sound effects, I'll be providing them for free on freesound.org under the Creative Commons Attribution License. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.